This is what the NFL is pushing because they feel the cultural momentum from the left. What they don't understand is sooner or later there's going to be a backlash, and it's going to be quite ugly against a lot of the same institutions that have been renormalized on behalf of radicals. You want to know why exactly there are people in Florida who are worried about social issues in LA? It's because they know that California would like to extend the dominance of this ideology into Florida. And so, for example, this is a locker room controversy at a spa in LA, in Los Angeles. There's a Los Angeles spa. It's called the We Spa. And an outraged woman, a biological woman who happens to be minority, apparently, she walks up to the desk and she says, I'm in there with young little girls in the spa, and there is a man walking around with his junk hanging out. And the spa insists that this is no problem because, of course, the man identifies as a woman. Here's a little bit of the video.
I just want to be clear with you. It's okay for a man to go into the women's section, show his penis around the other women, young little girls underage. Your spa, We Spa, condone that. Is that what you're saying? Like I asked. It's so he can stay there. He can stay there. What sexual orientation? I see a. It lets me know he's a man. He's a man.
Okay, but there's an entire wing of American public life that says not only is he not a man, this woman is a bigot for saying that a man walking around a spa with his junk hanging out is a woman, right? If you say that man is not a woman, you are the bigot. She's the bigot. Right? I mean, these are social issues that have dramatic ramifications because it is coming for you. It is coming for your business. It is coming for your religious life. It is coming for your school. The left has made this absolutely apparent. And not just on the governmental level, right? Using anti-discrimination laws in order to cram down this bizarre version of human logic in which men can become women and women can become men. An unprecedented notion in all of human logic or history or biology or physics or any other field of human endeavor. It is institutions who have socially taken up the cause because they understand that the left is pushing for control. And the right has been back-footed on this stuff. They've been wrong-footed. For years and years and years, the right has been told, why are you focusing on those social issues? If you just leave the social issues off the table, because that's the contentious stuff, then focus in on economics. That's where you guys are going to win. You're going to win supporters when it comes to lower taxes and lower spending. It is precisely the opposite. If you look at the Trump coalition was largely rooted in cultural concerns, not in economic concerns. And those cultural concerns grow more grave every single day because there is one group that is on the march and one group that simply seeks to preserve its own perspective on life, which happens to be rooted in reality and biology and natural law. Again, people on the right are not making the case, per se, that a private business in Los Angeles doesn't have the ability to have single-sex locker rooms. They're saying you don't get to leverage that idea on me. The left has no such limitations on its own ambitions here. And the cultural institutions of our day are seeking to cram down values that have literally nothing to do with their core businesses on everybody else. Remember, we don't just live in a governmental sphere or laws and regulations. We live in a cultural sphere. So it does make a difference what your kids watch on TV. It does make a difference what major corporations are attempting to leverage down on your kids. When you walk into a Target and Fruit Loops is selling Gay Pride Month paraphernalia to your 5-year-old, right, and that's what it's directed at, well, that has an impact on how your kid thinks. And to pretend that it doesn't is to ignore what time it is. It is to ignore what is going on in the world. Okay, this is why parents are attempting to guard their children. It's why parents are saying, we just want to be left alone, but you will not leave us alone. And by the way, if forced to the confrontation, the cold civil war that is currently happening will continue to heat up. There will just be a struggle for who gets to control everybody else. There will not be any broad-based agreement on classical liberalism where you get to do what you want to do and I get to do what I want to do. Right? If the left pushes too hard, they're not going to get classical liberals in response. They're going to get people on the right who react by saying, okay, well, we will take control of the commanding heights, and now we will use our leverage to press our own political viewpoints into law. We will attempt to cram down on you what it is that we want, not even on a state or local level. We won't, and not even with regard to public-funded enterprise. We'll do it with regard to private-funded enterprise. They are the left's radicalism and deep willingness to renormalize institutions to weaponize against people they don't like is going to result in a backlash that is going to be far uglier than what the left thinks is going to happen next. And it does come down to things like what you see in your daily life pissing you off. Right? It does come down to things like the NFL, for example, putting out full-scale commercials saying football is gay. Okay, now let's be real about this. Football is football. It's not gay. It's not straight. Football is just football. The hell does the NFL have to say about sexual politics? When you turn on a game, typically it's because you wish to watch people play football, not because you wish to watch the NFL socially message about any particular social issue, whether you're talking about hands up, don't shoot, which was a lie, or whether you're talking about homosexuality in politics. And yet this is what the NFL is pushing because they feel the cultural momentum from the left. What they don't understand is sooner or later there's going to be a backlash, and it's going to be quite ugly against a lot of the same institutions that have been renormalized on behalf of radicals. Most Americans have been apathetic about these sorts of issues. The harder the left pushes, the more the backlash is going to be. The greater the backlash is, the more polarized the country becomes. There is no apathetic middle anymore. You will not be allowed to be apathetic. You will not be allowed to say things like, I don't care what the NFL sexual politics is, I just want to watch football. That in and of itself will be evidence of your discriminatory nature. Here's the NFL ad. It says, football is gay. Interesting. Football is lesbian. Football is beautiful. Football is queer. It's life's exciting. It's transgender. It's bisexual. Football is freedom. Football is American. Football is accepting. Football is everything. Well, it isn't. Football is everything for everyone, except if you happen not to believe in the morality of particular sexual behavior. If you believe in traditional natural law morality with regard to sex, football is apparently not for you. If you believe in going to church and you actually read the Bible, apparently football is not for you. When they say football is for everyone, they mean everyone will be forced to agree with us, and then football will be for everyone. In the same way that Joe Biden suggested that he was going to pursue a new unity. And I said at the time, does he mean unity while acknowledging the possibility that people disagree with him, or does he mean unity in that he is going to cram down a unified agenda on everyone, regardless of whether they agree? And it became pretty obvious pretty clearly and pretty fast that he meant the latter. Right? Okay, and you can see it. All of this is manifesting in every area of American life simultaneously. Every area of American life has become polarized in our new cold civil war. The battle for the culture is heating up. We here at the Daily Wire are making some big moves. So be sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell, because you're not going to want to miss a single moment.